everyone, and welcome back to Hypermobile Friendly Workouts. My name is Eva, and I am very excited to take you through day 3 of 7 days of hypermobile hip strength. This is a continuation class of day 2, so if you just finished up day 2, congratulations. If you are joining me after doing day 2 for a couple of rounds, very, very nice job. So with this continuation, we are still going to stick with our mini loop band. I love this thing for hip work. If you guys don't have one, most of the exercises, once again, you will be able to do without any equipment. And you can also always take a long resistance band and just tie it in a loop, and then boom, you've got a mini band of your own. And then as always, before we dive into the class, please, if something is not feeling good for you today, or if it's causing that kind of icky, gnarly kind of tension, please just come back to this workout at another time, because it is so not worth pushing through the pain just to say you did a workout. Now we're gonna start today on the hands and knees. Now, if that is a tricky position for you, I encourage you guys to grab a futon or a low chair, something that you can prop your elbows on so that you don't have to be on your wrists, elbows, and shoulders feeling really unstable. If you do tend to feel really unstable in your shoulders, I also encourage you to check out some of my shoulder stability workouts, because it'll be really helpful in this position for you. But with that being said, we are going to start with the band around your knee if you have it. If not, that's totally fine. And we're gonna come to the hands and knees. Actually, I think I'm gonna do it facing this way. We're gonna come to the hands and knees, and this is where we're going to start our day. Now, so long as you feel comfortable here or on your elbows, wherever you are, I want you guys to just take an inhale and exhale. Keeping your eyes down at the mat. Keeping your elbows soft and your shoulders just softly away from your ears. From this position, all I'm going to have you do is a very small rounding of the spine. And then you are going to do a very small lifting of the heart, arching your back. Very small here, guys. And then let's go again. Very small rounding of the spine. And a very small lifting of the heart. And you're gonna cycle through this 3 more times as you breathe. And all we're doing here is starting to build some connection from the sacrum to the rest of the spine. Because funny enough, the pelvis actually has a lot to do with what's going on at your neck and head. So here we just build a little fluidity, but not with a massive unstable range of motion, right? Alrighty guys, come back to neutral when you're ready. You're gonna bring your toes towards each other. You can leave them flexed or flat, whatever feels better to you. You're gonna take your knees just as wide as like your shoulders. So you're in a little mini V position. Keeping your eyes just down towards the mat softly. You're gonna start to rock your hips back towards your heels. Now, I know so many of you guys are gonna wanna be like, yay, we're all the way back here. Let's not do that right now, okay? Let's keep it really small. Sitting your bum back just until you feel this little like wake up of the butt muscles, and that's it. And then you are going to very softly push your hips back forward till you're in your hands and knees. And then once again, you're gonna sit your hips back just until you feel that little whoop, activation. And then use that activation to push your butt forward. Now, you'll notice as I cycle through this, I'm not sitting back and then rounding forward. We're not doing a tailbone tuck. Try to keep your bum and low back kind of as lengthy and neutral as you can. Sitting back and then pushing forward. So you're gonna feel this at the hip joint. You're gonna feel this through your bum. Maybe you feel this a bit through the lower abdominals.
You could do this down here, I think. Yeah, this works as well if it's like feeling a little too aggressive on the upper body. And pressing forward. And so what we're trying to do here, guys, is just get a little bit more connection and activity through both the hips, but really even more deeply into the pelvic and hip muscles. So let's go one more. Pressing forward nice and soft. And then I'm going to give you guys a little break. You can sit back however feels good to you. Come off the wrists, come off the shoulders. We will take a couple of breaks throughout this session today because I'm very aware of the upper body hypermobile thing. It's not easy. All right, shake it out. Make any little wiggles you need to. And then we're gonna come back into this hands and knees position. And we're going to, sorry, my hair's all floofy today. You gotta get it out of the way. We are going to come back to a nice parallel. I'm gonna have you guys crawl just to the front end of your mat, or just as much so you have some space behind you. We're going to maintain that nice long spine. And all we're gonna do to start is lift the one knee up off the mat. We're not even gonna worry about the toes yet. Just one knee and lower down. And then let's cycle through this a couple of times. Now I'm going to build into this sequence for you guys. So if this feels really strong and challenging, you're gonna stay right here. If you're like, this is feeling pretty connected, I feel like I've got this under my belt, you guys are gonna lift the knee, keep your pelvis nice and even, and start to slide your leg back to the end of the mat. And then you're gonna slide your knee right back under you. Now that's gonna be our progression. So you've got just a little lift and lower, or you've got a lift and slide, and then pull back in. And we're gonna cycle through like 4 more of these. I want you to feel really strong on your standing leg, okay? We're not collapsing over to one side to make it huge. We're just doing a little activation. This movement is actually more about the standing leg than it really is about the dynamic one. Let's bang out 2 more. And 1 more. If you need a little break on the wrist, sit back, and then you can join me for the other side. You're going to press your standing leg strong into the floor so you can float the opposite knee up. You may feel some weight shifts, lower back down, happening through your hands, and that's okay, because your body weight is shifting. If you're doing a couple of these and you're thinking, like I can keep the neutral spine, my core feels engaged, my hips are strong, you can start adding in that little length back, finding strength through the standing leg. Try not to collapse into the hip here, guys. That's a big one. We want to stay really strong there. And maybe just go for 2 more. And 1 more. And go ahead and relax. Beautiful job, guys. Okay. Coming off the wrists, coming off the hands. Check in with how your hips feel. Check in with how your spine and your core feels. Maybe hopefully everything's starting to feel a little bit more upright, a little bit more stable through the hips. All right, so you guys know we're not getting out of here without doing a little bit of side lying work, but we are going to start progressing the side lying now. So if you feel comfortable keeping the band around your knees, let's go ahead and do it. You guys are gonna come back down onto your side. Use any supports that you need in order to make this accessible to you. And we are going to start just with a couple of clamshells. Keeping that waistline lifted, making sure the knees and ankles are stacked. The knees are forward of the body. You're gonna squeeze the heels together. You're gonna lower the knee back down. Once again, we're making sure the pelvis stays really nice and stable. And up until this point, we've been doing some nice internal, external rotation as kind of two separate movements, right? Well, that's the SAS we're gonna bring into the system today. We're gonna go 2 more clamshells so long as they feel strong. You feel that outer hip get active. You feel the thigh bone wrapping into the hip socket. All right, get ready here because this is gonna get spicy. You are going to externally rotate. Now, you're going to switch the knee and the foot and switch. Oh goodness. So you'll notice it's not down, up, it's switch through the midline. Switch through the midline. Oh goodness me, I might have to take the band off for this. Let's see. No, I think I'll be okay. We're gonna go for 3 more. If you need to kick the band off, do it. Let's go 2. Let's go 1. Softness through the upper body. Ooh, my glutes started to get so sassy by the end there. Breathe for me. Give your bum a little pat because it did a lot of work right there. And let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Alrighty, so once again, make sure you've got any supports you need to make this feel really strong and comfortable for you. Feeling that little bit of waistline lift, feeling the knees and ankles get stacked on top of each other. Heart is open, and bringing the feet a little more forward here. You are going to squeeze the heels together and lower back down. And focus on that outer hip activation. I said this in a previous class, if you're feeling the underside hip get a little talkative too, don't freak out about it. It's just trying to stabilize you. And as you get stronger and more motion in the hips, you will feel that less and less because your stabilizing muscles will be doing their job. Let's go 2 more, and then we're gonna find the SAS. Let's go 1 more. All right, get ready. So we are going to externally rotate, and then you are going to switch through the midline. And switch. And switch. And switch. Beautiful. Keeping the hips nice and stable. Doesn't have to be a huge movement to be a good movement, guys. Breathe for 2. And 1. Lower down. And relax. Beautiful job, guys. Very, very nice progression. Take your time. Come in on up. And that was a lot of hip work, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, yeah, that band really makes all the difference. But I am a huge fan of using resistance bands with hypermobility training. So we're gonna see this come back out for a couple more exercises through this series. But I encourage you guys, take a little walk around the room, see how your hips are feeling. Do you feel more grounded in your hips, your feet? Take a breath. Alrighty, everyone. Very, very nice job today. If you enjoyed this workout, please like it, comment on it, subscribe to it. I would love to see and hear how you guys are feeling. And I will be back with day 4 very, very soon. See you.